Okay. Hello, everybody. It's probably been a while since I've seen any of you. Regrettably, because of the holiday last Saturday, I started my live stream a lot later than I usually do, and so as a result, hardly saw anybody. I'm hoping I'll get more people will show up today, so maybe and catch up with some people that I haven't talked to in 2 weeks, and excuse me. And I know if the setting looks a little bit different, I did decide to bring this into the bedroom today because two reasons is Sarah's out with friends right now, so I can't have the bedroom. And the bedroom, we've got a much better AC unit in here, and it is just too darn hot to go into the office if I can possibly avoid it. Hopefully, this setup is equally acceptable to the people here. So looks like nobody's joined us yet, so I'll just kind of sit back and see if anybody's going to sign in. And you know what? I'll go ahead and type this so, like, if I don't notice when somebody signs in, I want to make this a topic. I want to see how many people have seen how connected to my niche. I mean, a lot of people that have friended me here on YouTube to support one another. They might not be in this niche, but people who are particularly interested in the theater arts, my theater YouTube page. I think it's only fair we discuss who has seen Hamilton on Disney Plus. So it could be a topic here for. As usual, there's always, of course, just the chance to shout out your channel, say what's going on. We'll always do that, but I think it's relevant for my theater niche that we can discuss that. And if anybody wants to share what their thoughts on that, and type that in so anyone can. Looks, according to the count of how many people here, one more person just joined us, but I don't see anybody. Anybody else here with us?
Voiceover on.
Sorry, the laptop does that a lot. Texting Sarah right now. So See if from where she's at, she can at least sign in and say hello to us. And also to let her know I'm in the bedroom, so if she comes home early, she isn't surprised to see me in here rather than in the office. Says we got 3 people. Is anybody with us yet? According to this, according to the thing up at the top, we've got 3 people in the live. 4 people. That's great. People that are just joining us, if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. Shout out, make a comment. Aunt Peggy McDowell, I'm sorry, McDonald. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Thank you for joining us. It's good to have you here. So take a minute to shout out your channel. And if you just came here to show support and so forth, I mean, that's great. And you're not into the niche that I'm into, that's understandable. But I put that there as the question. I thought that was a relevant topic we could talk about here, related to my theater niche. If anybody's seen Hamilton on Disney Plus, Sarah and I signed up for that just for that. We enjoyed it very much. And Beach Plays, welcome. I can't. Trying to see the comment. I'm going to hide that. That looks like a spam comment. But thank you for the 2 people who have given the thumbs up. You can talk about what's going on your channel, what you've done in the past week. I mean, that's for me. In the past week, we signed up for Disney Plus. We really enjoyed Hamilton, and I was going to talk. I thought I'd talk a little about that, what that says about enjoying theater from your home during the pandemic. And I was going to. I think I meant to do it this week, Evan. I thought I would do a video about that specifically, about what it says about the ability to enjoy theater that you can't actually make it to. It kind of sucks we had to wait this long to see such a great thing. But I thought I'd do a video saying, hey, why can't I got DVD collections of great shows, seeing the actual, and this is not the movie version of Into the Woods. It's the recording of the Broadway show with the original cast. And I wish the great Broadway shows would do that more often. And I thought I would make a video talking about getting into the debate about people complain about bootlegs, that's illegal, and saying, okay, it's understandable, but why? It's kind of like with movies, the connection that we say that if you record a movie from the theater, you're breaking the law, and that's totally not cool, because we say, well, why don't you just, because people really want to, they can just wait for the video or the DVD to come out. I mean, you don't have that option with theater. And you say, well, they should see it in the theater. Yeah, understandable, but sometimes you can't get away. But particularly when we're talking about a Broadway show, not everybody lives in New York. I mean, not everybody can. So, I mean, if you're not going to make it accessible to people outside, outside New York, you shouldn't complain about people that bootleg them, and saying, hey, if you want to have a case, say, okay, we'll do the show, we'll crack down on bootleggers, but within a reasonable amount of time, we will have the show on DVD. So, people that don't want to break the law can do it the legal way. And we understand not everyone can make it to Broadway to see it, but so it's actually some shows in the past that that I heard were really great. I just, I live on the opposite coast. I can't see them, and so the only option is if I want to see what somebody illegally put up on YouTube. Hey, I didn't break the law. They did. They're the ones that are putting their channel at risk. But just thought I had that argument with my wife a couple of years ago. But hey, I can understand saying you got no excuse for that, doing that with Hamilton, since there is a perfectly legal way to enjoy it. and that's what Sarah and I just did. So we're real excited. We were able to watch Hamilton from our home on Disney Plus. I've also found some other things on Disney Plus. Were debating about whether or not we were going to pay for just 1 month just to see that and then cancel when the month is up, or if we're going to find out there's enough other things on Disney Plus that are worth having it for. Like I've started being the huge Star Wars fan that I am. I've started watching Mandalorian as a result of having Disney Plus. I'm kind of I don't know that it's that great, but one thing I'm trying out is the decision of whether we're going to keep Disney Plus for another month when the month is up. But again, even if it was just for paying for this month just so we could see Hamilton, that was very much worth it. And I'm hoping that means that that version that we saw streaming will someday soon also be available on DVD, so I can add that to my collection. So I'm just kind of speaking impromptu right now. Aunt Peggy signed in and said hello, but hasn't been responding to anything I've said. So I don't know. She just signed in, said hello, and left. I mean, even if you did, I still appreciate the thumbs up you gave. But I'm not just talking to myself here. But I'm thinking that I'll do a video with that very topic. And well, the other thing I'm thinking about doing in the video is to talk about, again, the parallel between the home video and when we're talking about movies. Why can't we do the same, apply the same logic to theater? Because in the 80s, when VCRs were the new technology, the MPAA, Motion Picture Association of America, they just waged a holy war against VCRs, saying you can record something from your home, that's going to kill movie, I believe it went all the way to the Supreme Court saying that these VHS is going to kill movies. Nobody's going to actually go to the movies anymore. Yeah, right. History's been real kind to that prediction, hasn't it? And it was a very short-sighted kind of viewpoint that people not realizing that the home video market was a whole new market that movie makers could make lots and lots and lots of money off of. So to just absolutely oppose it, saying, no, you want to see the movie, go to the theater, and it's going to kill our industry if we have the competition of VHS cassettes. And history has been so unkind to that prediction. I kind of, why can't the same thing, I'm hoping we can have the same kind of revolution to Broadway that in the 21st century that we had for movies in the 80s, and they opposed making people, giving people the opportunity to enjoy something from their home if they couldn't actually make it to the show, and they said that would kill the industry. That so was not true when it came to movies. Let's see if we can make it true. We can prove it's just as untrue when it comes to Broadway shows that are great, like Hamilton. We can enjoy and say, hey, if you want to say we're going to crack down on bootleggers, make it available on DVD after. I mean, I understand, wait a reasonable time. It's what they do with movies. They don't come out with a DVD right away. They want you to see it in the theater, but after a reasonable time passes, they make it available for home video. Anyway, it looks like nobody's. So I was texting Sarah when Aunt Peggy signed in. I wanted to say hello to her, and it doesn't look like she's still with us anymore, however. So I'm going to finish the text to Sarah. I want to see if, even though she's out with friends right now, maybe she can at least sign in. Looks like it's just me, unfortunately. But, well. Somebody else just join us. You never trust what it says up there about the count of who's in here, but important it is. Darn, I thought somebody else had just joined us. Anybody joins us, shout out anything about your channel, what you're interested in, what's going on your channel, and anything about my topic for the week of who's seen Hamilton, the big new sensation. Well, not new when it comes to what we can enjoy without going to New York and seeing the show on Broadway. Hello, Kenzie Craig Michaels. Thank you so much for joining us. Had been real quiet here so far. I've taken them. Well, I started going off when Aunt Peggy signed in briefly, and I was talking about how, as always, my stream could be a chance for you guys to shout out your channels, say what's going on, what's happened in the past week, what's coming up in the next week, and I also wanted to have a niche-related topic to talk about. I wanted to see anybody seen Hamilton on Disney Plus in the last week. Sarah and I tried that out, and we're glad we did. We've been wanting to see that for so long, and I used it as a chance to talk about. Why can't Broadway make its shows available like that after a reasonable amount of time where you can only see it in the theater, just like the movies do? And I'm thinking if not next week when I get around to it, to make an actual video about that topic, about why can't Broadway be like Hollywood with making, saying, okay, we're not going to put the DVD out right away because then no one will go to the theater, but after a reasonable amount of time, make it available for home consumption, especially since it's even harder to get to Broadway than to get to your local movie theater. In behind on videos, I'm working now. That's cool. Yeah, I saw you had a new one out today. I commented, you got some new products, and I commented that bag looked exactly like things Sarah would love, and I know I have a different look here. I mentioned this early on. Two reasons. One is Sarah's out with her friends and doesn't want to take the bedroom, and two, it is just too darn hot right now, and this is the one room in the house where we've got an AC that works a lot better. So you're doing less videos because you have a full-time job now. It's what are you doing? You working on makeup with some capacity at a salon or something like that? Sarah's texting. Store manager. That's cool. Store manager. Store manager where? Still here? Let's see, Craig. Oh, 51 hours. Yeah, that's quite a commitment. Oh, if you haven't done so already, can you give me the thumbs up? I'd appreciate that. I think I've had two for a while. Um, what I'm doing this week is I'm let's see, I'm as always I have a musical theater cover. I think I did one. I think I did one for actually it's from I just recorded it yesterday from this Broadway show, Pippin, and Corner of the Sky. I'll probably put that out. I thought I did pretty well with it, but you can be the judge of it. You know, you can be the final judge of my audience can be of how I did with that one. But and that was a solo. I'll put that up. Maybe in a. I want to more try some poetry. I've been looking forward to doing. Um, um, One from Alfred Lord Tennyson, Lady of Shalott. I might do that. I might do a shorter one to make it more manageable. I've also had plans for a while to for a longer video that people might just kind of watch for ambient noise and would really help me with my watch hours. But it would be a legitimate and fair way to do it. You know, some music and so forth. I've seen some. Another YouTuber had something under a Creative Commons license, so I can reuse it. His music, it's some fantasy medieval music, and I thought I could use my own montage of, you know, Arthurian legend stuff that would accompany it, make it unique to myself. That'll be a lot of work, but I'm thinking about that. I got my fingers crossed for at an audition. You know, we're doing them all electronically these days. Record your audition, send it in, and I did a video about that a couple weeks ago where I predict within a few years all auditioning is going to be that way. So, but I'm up for a role that got my fingers crossed for. With any luck, I'll be working at that next week. Yeah. Good question. Oh, you might not understand because I just you mentioned 36. I think I don't even know it because it's the metric system. You know, Canada versus U.S. The metric system, or degrees Celsius versus Fahrenheit. It's different. I do in terms of Fahrenheit. Let me look it up on my phone right here. The weather app. Answer your question, but I'll answer it in Fahrenheit, degrees Fahrenheit. 84. I guess it's not that bad, but 72 is standard room temp. That's what all businesses set their thermostats at. So it's 12 degrees hotter than what most people are comfortable at least based on the standard what everyone sets the thermostat at. Did you get a hold of? Not yet. Well, he has commented on a couple of my videos ever since the live stream when he said he was quitting YouTube. So that gives me a little bit of hope that he isn't that even if he's not even if he's abandoning his own efforts, that he's not going to stay completely away from YouTube, stay away from the other people that are still trying. But I haven't had a chance to talk to him one-on-one with some suggestions and encouragement I wanted to make for his channel and things that that might help. And I texted him as well as you right before I started this. You responded right away. He hasn't yet, so I don't know. He says he's usually working this time on Saturdays, and he's kind of his half pay. He signs in to. Kind of wish he would do that. That would help me with my watch time, even if he is busy. He could still have us on, but miss him. Let's see. Has anybody else joined us? According to the numbers that always lie up here, I got 4 people here, and it's only myself and Craig, it looks like, that are having this talk. Of course, I don't mind that. I don't mind talking one-on-one, but it's great if we get more people as well. $96.8, yeah. Yeah, Long Beach, yeah, I guess most people would laugh. I mean, people during winter is where people anywhere else would really laugh at me, saying when we say it's cold, there's never any snow or anything here, and I'm not used to that. But I guess the same kind of thing. You probably laugh that I'm complaining that it's hot at 84, because I live, Long Beach, the coastal area. The weather is more temperate, much more. It would be even harder to bear if, but it's not just, it's not California in general. It's specifically the coastal areas, because my wife is from the Central Valley, California, way away from the coast. So it is California, but I mean, it is desert there. I mean, I'm sure that if I visited my father-in-law right now, it'd be 25 degrees hotter at least. It's probably, let me, actually curious, let me look it up right now. What is it in Bakersfield? It's 84 in Long Beach. If we visited where my wife is from, it would be, oops. Yeah, so it's 84 here. It's not as bad as I thought. It's 97 in Bakersfield right now. I'm surprised it isn't over 100. Yeah, live streams are great. And also, ever since I unlocked the ability to live stream from mobile, I've done a couple of those. Not nearly as many as I would have liked to. When I could relate it to my niche, it wasn't planned. When I was walking in the park and I saw an artist was doing something, and so I just decided we were walking Chloe, but I just started a live stream just impromptu to interview the artist and get his artwork in. And then I toured a sculpture garden in Cerritos. I looked that up and that was, I did a live stream on the go, just bringing people, seeing that. But again, most of the things where that would be really cool for arts related live streams, museums and so forth, they're still closed for the pandemic. And that's unfortunate, but I'm thinking those will be really cool live streams to have in the future if and when that day ever comes where we reopen. Have you ever tried those silent streams? I've done a couple. You can get a lot of hours real quickly by doing that, and people that do want to connect and so forth. I try to say that. I mean, people make blatant sub for sub requests that they're not supposed to, but I make it clear that's not that. I engage genuinely with people, but I open that up if people want to talk with one another. I keep a stream going all night. not very many people sign in, but it's still, by running it all night, I can still get quite a few hours. But man, the people that run those that are more successful, that do an all night live stream, and people are actually active when they're not even there, they've got to be racking up a crap load of watch hours. That's got to really explode their watch hours quickly, the people that do that. So that's food for thought. If you're more successful, if you try that too, I mean, I get very few people that sign in, and yet I get quite a few hours by having a stream running all night. I use the Streamlabs app to do that, so I can have something across the screen when I'm not there. But I may do it this evening. I may do it this evening again as well. Or I may during the weekend try to find other places of the very limited number of places where I can go outside and go on tours that I can invite people with, and just kind of, take everybody with us live. Looks like I just lost Kenzie Craig Michaels. It's back to just me. You not still with us? Hello, Ella's Mindset and Vibes. Great to have you with us. It's been, it's been a long stream where I'm having not many people come in. I've only had Kenzie Craig Michaels. It looks like he just left, but it's good to see you here. It's please say something. Please smash the like for me. Hit subscribe, subscribe, and share if you haven't done so already, and share with everybody. Shout out your channel. Talk about what's going on. I made the topic for this week, my niche related, and let everyone know, have you seen Hamilton on Disney Plus? That's the new thing for theater people who couldn't see that until now. We've been waiting 4 years if we wanted to see it without going to New York. And that was real awesome that we got to see that. So, I'm doing good. My wife and I had a lot of fun watching that. We're enjoying some other features on Disney Plus now. I'm thinking about a video next week to actually talk about that. I said that earlier in the stream. Wanted to talk about, why can't more Broadway shows, provide people with a copy, kind of like what they do for the movies. The movie industry was very short-sighted back in the 80s when VHS came out saying, oh, this is going to kill the movie industry. Nobody's going to want to go to movies anymore if they can rent a VHS cassette. And obviously history has not been kind to that prediction. They were overlooking the fact that there was a whole new market where they could make money that way. And I'm thinking, why can't Broadway shows be the same way like they were with Hamilton? So how are you doing, Ella? Let us know about your channel. us know what you think about what I was saying. That thought about a possible video to come out next week about that topic. Let's see. So people who are joining us later, Ella's Mindset and Vibes has just joined us. Here is her channel. Look her up, connect with Ella. It's like you got a video out 5 days ago about Give Peace a Chance that looks like I missed. I'll have to bookmark that. I'll have to remember to watch that soon. No, I'm not. I'm on the opposite coast. I'm in California. So that was my point. People say that, and I thought I'd make my video talking about, I mean, a lot of theater YouTubers have done videos about the pros and cons of what they think about people that do bootlegs. I mean, on YouTube, they upload stuff that they illegally recorded from the theater, and I'm saying, and my big thing is saying, I understand that's illegal. You shouldn't do that, but I mean, if you're going to enforce that people can't do that, you got to make people able to see them some other way. I mean, even with movies, it's a little easier to say, well, I know it's harder to bring the whole family down to the theater, but if you really want to see the movie, you could do that. But I mean, with theater, come on. You can't just expect people to fly to New York to see it. So that's all the more reason I'm saying, come on, why can't Broadway be like the movies? And I mean, they definitely have the technology to do it. And I was showing it people, I'm sure that Hamilton is now available streaming on Disney Plus. I'm sure eventually it'll be on DVD and I can add it to my collection. I got all these right here as samples of great Broadway shows that, and again, this is not the movie version of Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp. This is not the movie version of Into the Woods that had Meryl Streep. It's an actual recording of the Broadway show with the original cast. So, that's what I value that a lot more than some movie adaptation that's not necessarily always true to the to what was intended for theater. And I kind of planned it. I saw it a week ago when it first came out, and I was thinking about this past week making a video for it. I didn't get around to it, but I think when I get around to it, I will make that'll be a video I'd like to make about commenting on, kind of a call to action to people. Why can't we demand that we got the technology for it? Why can't we make Broadway shows just as available to home viewers as movies? Wait a reasonable, again, the DVD doesn't come out immediately because they want people to see it in the theater, but after a reasonable time passes, they make it available. So I'm thinking I'll make a video about that, kind of trace the history of home video and how the movie industry initially resisted it before they realized that they could actually that was one more way where they could make money, is with the videos and DVDs. So anybody else that Anybody else here besides myself and Ella? Everybody look up Ella, see, take a look at her channel, and give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. How completely fitting. This is not planned. Just on my phone, it buzzed. I got a notification from another from a much bigger YouTuber than myself. A big theater YouTuber, Catherine Steele, just got an announcement about putting a video out, and it seems to be the very thing I was talking about. She just posted it, so I haven't seen it, but just by the title, she says, "Why we can't," and she puts "can't" in all capitals, "why we can't stream every Broadway show, the truth about Hamilton, pro shots, and bootlegs." I look forward to watching that one, and maybe she beat me to it. Thank you all for the thumbs up. But it was actually, she had done a previous video a couple years ago that I remembered. She was talking about the pros and cons of bootlegs. I mean, obviously the cons, if it's illegal, you shouldn't do it. But, you know, she also brings up, you know, not everybody can make it to Broadway to see the show, you know, so the illegal bootlegs might be the only way that people ever get a chance to see it. But, well, not necessarily. If they do what Hamilton did, there are other ways. But actually, she's saying we can't. I look forward to saying, maybe she sounds like she might be having a thesis different from mine, saying why it's not possible. But I wanted to make a video saying, hey, it is possible. Why can't Broadway get their act together? Say, well, we put on a show, it's a hit. We're going to record it as well, so that once the novelty of people going to the actual theater to see it wears off, we can make it available to the people that couldn't make it to the theater. So that's very ironic. I did not plan it this way. It says it came out, my phone just buzzed while I was running this live stream that she put out a video. That's the very topic I was just telling my viewers here I'm thinking about making a video on. It's Catherine Steele. I'm a small theater YouTuber. She's a big theater YouTuber that I've been subscribed to for a while. So anything else, Ella, you'd like to comment, you know, share anything about your channel, about what's going on with you? You asked me, you know, where I'm from. I forget. No, where are you from again, Ella? I'm from California. You asked, so I am in the U.S., but opposite end from where I can go see a Broadway show. You still there, Ella, or did you leave us too? Oh, good, you're here. Nigeria. Oh, but live in Italy. Yeah, okay, yeah, now I remember that. I remember, you know. And I believe you've been in my live streams before, and I said this early on, that if the background looks different, you know, the bedpost right here, that's because two reasons. One, my wife is out with friends, so she's not taking the bedroom. And secondly, it's too darn hot. This is the one room in the house. We got an AC that a good air conditioning unit, so it's a lot more comfortable in this room than anywhere else in the house. So I decided to move in here. Tessie, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. A new friend. We just met up in FenFam's live stream. Either it was yesterday or the day before. I was really glad to connect with you. Tessie had some good things to say about my poetry videos. You know, I appreciated your comments there a lot, and it's really good to have you here with us. Ella is still with us. Ella from she's in Italy, from Nigeria originally, and she was sharing some stuff. I was talking about my plans for next week, about a video regarding Hamilton being available streaming, and the great irony that a big theater YouTuber that I've followed for a while we were talking, posted a new video that was about that very topic. So, she beat me to it. I might refer to her video and mine, but so that's where we were at when you joined in. But the Tessie and Ella are here. If you aren't connected, talk with one another, shout out your channels to one another, get to know each other, and also not share in the live chat, not just for each other, but for anybody else that might join later on after you're gone. They can see some stuff about about your channel and why they would want to check it out and subscribe to you. Lydia Reyes from the Philippines, I believe. Lydia has joined us. Thank you so much. It's good to have you here. Shout out your channel, say what's going on. You can answer the question that I put up at the top of the live chat. Something I've been talking a lot about. I wanted to make it a topic of the week, my niche related focus about who's seen Hamilton on Disney Plus. I put out, so you can talk about that if you like. You can talk about what's going on your channel, what's coming up, what we want to see. So I believe we've got Lydia, Ella, and Tessie are all in here right now. So go ahead and all you say hello to each other. See how everyone's doing. Share what's on your channel that makes people thank you for the 5th thumbs up. I appreciate that. And Tessie is new here. We just became family a couple days ago. We met up in a different live stream, and so I'm glad that I'm very glad that she's joining us right away. That staying a loyal supporter of my channel by showing up and visiting my live stream. A couple of you have visited my live streams before. Lydia, I know I've seen you several times in my live streams. If it looks different to you this time, I've been telling everybody that's because it's too darn hot in the office, and I've got my only good. Well, I have a little fan in there, but I have my good AC unit in the bedroom, so I'm here where I can stay cool. And the other things I was mentioning is it's been a while for. I did do a live stream last Saturday, like I usually I do them every Saturdays, but because of the holiday, it was the 4th of July last Saturday. I had other things going on, so I didn't start my live stream till 3 or 4 hours later than I usually do, and almost nobody joined in, and that was disappointing. But I'm already seeing right now I got more people in than I had last week. So it's been basically, even though I did technically do a live stream, not hardly anybody joined, and it wasn't their fault. It was my fault for starting it late. But by starting it on time, I've got a lot more people in here. I'm a lot more excited about that. I'm excited about the fact that we're getting more people. And so this kind of, even though I do these every week, it's been kind of like, it's been almost 2 weeks since I've seen some of you guys. It was okay. We couldn't go out or do anything much because of the pandemic. No picnics or anything, those kind of things that are usual on 4th of July. But one thing I was able to do is, even going out is illegal, but people do it anyway. Fireworks are illegal everywhere in Long Beach, but those laws are totally unenforceable. Everyone, they were shooting them off like crazy. And I even did a live, the video is still there if you want to check it out. I went out on my balcony. You could see that there was a free fireworks show I got, and it was so hot. I wanted to, the balcony, I could get a breeze. So I went out there and I just recorded live. I did a live stream of the fireworks show I was enjoying. So, that was a fun way to spend Fourth of July. Um, yeah, check that out. I got a pretty good um, fireworks show. I stayed live for about 40 minutes, so it's about a 40-minute video you can check out. I think that I titled it. It's titled "Free Fireworks Show" because it was free to me. I just went out onto my balcony and I was able to see the whole skyline of Long Beach and LA. Farther north to that, they were going off all of LA County, fireworks everywhere. So I got a pretty good recording of that, and I wanted to make it. What I did is I played music in the background. I did John Philip Sousa, Stars and Stripes Forever, and other patriotic marches that they always play on Fourth of July. Um, so what I did is I took my phone out. I was recorded to record the live stream, to do a mobile live stream, and then the laptop out to play a different YouTube video that would be background music, so people could enjoy the music along to as the background for watching the fireworks. So I was recording the fireworks live while I was playing a recorded thing of patriotic music that would accompany the show. So if you haven't checked that video out yet, I encourage you to do so. So we just passed the 1 hour mark. I've been live for an hour. I plan to go at least another hour, but if we get more people joining in, more people using this opportunity to connect with one another, join each other's family, and share what's going on their channels, which is great. Why we want to check their channels out. Let's do that. We'll see how it goes. I want to stay on. I'm going to stay live for at least another hour, but maybe longer if we get better discussion, better enthusiasm from the people uh, joining in and joining each other's family this way. Looks like Tessie has left us, but it was good to have her here. Ella and Lydia, are you both still with us? Maybe you're at maybe you're visiting each other's home right now. And Oh, awesome. Lydia's watching my fireworks show that I recorded from my balcony. That's awesome that you're enjoying that as well. Kenzie Craig Michaels is back. Good to have you back. We've had a couple more people join us since then. Tessie, who I had just joined her family yesterday or the day before in FenFam's stream, um, was here for a minute and left, but we've got Ella and Lydia have joined us. We've had some good comments from them. I believe they're in the process of they're viewing each other's content and becoming family, and that's great. You guys can do the same. The two of you who I believe are still here, meet up with Kenzie Craig Michaels, visit him, and actually, Lydia was asking about 4th of July. I talked with her about the live stream I did from my balcony to record the fireworks show, and she's watching that right now. So that's cool that I got her interested in that. But it's good. It's good to have you back. Take a minute to communicate with the other two people that are in our stream right now. Share what's going on with your channel with them. Ella, we are already family, of course, but it looks like we got one of my moderators. Kenzie Craig Michaels is here, friend I've known for a long time, so he's a moderator with the Blue Jacket. Please, if you haven't joined his family yet, do so. We have, and I know you and Lydia you've been communicating. I believe you've joined each other's family now, but. Yeah, you just left a package. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that and for not using any of the forbidden spam words regarding doing that. I encourage you to do the same with Kenzie Craig Michaels. Yeah, let's dance, everybody. Share with. Looks like Lydia is not with us anymore. We've still got Kinsey and Ella are still with us. Let me know that you guys are still here. All right, Ella's still with us. That's great. Much more, but I mean, maybe I should have said this. I forget. You always have the option of sharing the live stream on your own channel. That maybe that'll get some more people to come in, more people that you can all connect with. Weekend, let's go, guys. Yeah, I share the sentiment. Just wish more people would be joining us now. I have to go to the restroom. I'm gonna get up. I'll be right back, you guys. Okay, how is everybody? Anybody else join us while I was in the bathroom? It looks like we lost Kenzie Craig Michaels again, but Ella's still here. Wish more people would join us. Excuse me. Thank you. I just had to go to the bathroom. Anybody else with us now besides me and Ella? Okay, that's too bad. I guess it's to be me all by myself. Hopefully, more people will join us a little later. But thank you for being with us for the time that you were. Hope you'll come back next weekend. With the exception of the fact that I messed up and went later because of 4th of July last weekend, I try to go on around the same time every Saturday. So thank you for joining us, and hope to see you here again. German, uh, not enough. Always. Oh yeah, that's true. You're supposed to say niche specific. I mean, I might do that, but I'm trying to do with about the channel about the arts. My some people run multiple channels. Maybe I should run one channel that's about history and the other this one that's about theater. But that's a decent suggestion. Now, are you one of my students, German? I've seen some of your comments. I'm not quite sure. Uh, I remember who you are. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting. I seem to. I think you're one of my former students, correct? I mean, I could put histories. I try to in some ways. Okay, yeah. You know, it's so hard, but you're supposed to say focused with your niche. I'm and as it is, I try to say the different things I do. If I can connect them to the arts in some way, I do. But I mean, I love I teach history, but I have the minor to teach theater, although I never have before. Excuse me. Um, I'm wondering if I could like say it's about about celebrating culture. You know, is what my channel is about. That would include arts, and it would also include history. You know, like sharing our I thought, well, Western civilization, that might be offensive to some people. That I exclude Eastern cultures. That you know, the like when I did my video in the past week with the Camelot thing, um, doing my musical theater, got me thinking about medieval history and so forth. Is really cool. You know, there's art. I mean, that's connected with the arts. I was talking earlier about the video I'm planning for just kind of ambient music, fantasy and medieval music, and work in medieval images, and it could involve teaching of history in some ways like that. So, German, what tell us about what your channel is about. What kind of videos have you got? Oh, and thank you for the 6 thumbs up. I appreciate that. So what's new on your channel? What can we expect there? Oh, well, that's always good. I'm glad that you even if you don't make your own, I'm glad that you take the time to come on, and that you see here that you enjoy mine, and that you're joining us here today. Yeah, book review that might, but that are connect. You know, if I can connect them with my niche, yeah, definitely. I doing as a voice actor. I'm also doing a lot of narration of audiobooks and might review the stuff the as a way of to promote that as well. Review the books that I've narrated an audio version of. Current project is they're having me narrate 1984. Anybody else here besides myself in German? Visible. I've never read that one. I should. Hello, Nas and Rick's video logs. Good to have you with us. Um, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Been live for an hour and 20 minutes. I was talking about the past week with my channel, talking about how Sarah and I signed up for Disney Plus to see Hamilton. We finally got to see that after 4 years. Enjoyed that a lot. Giving people a chance to say, have they seen that yet? Anything else they've seen in theater? Anything that's new with their channels that they want to share? If you want to communicate with one another about joining each other's family, shouting out your channel to say what's new, why people will want to check out your channel. Yeah, it has been a while. I'm glad to see you back. I was telling everybody that part of the reason is maybe a lot of people that might have joined my live stream last Saturday. I do it every Saturday, but because of the holiday, I started a lot later, and I think most people were gone. Oh, you just got monetized. Congratulations on that. That's awesome. Look forward to that myself, but I'm still a ways away in watch hours. But I'm hoping these live streams can help build them up. They're real good. They're real good for that, as well as a real good chance to get to know my my YouTube family a lot better, like we're doing right now. And so that's a great milestone. That's a good thing to share about your channel, but also about the contents of the other people on here. Know what you do and why they would want to. People like German who are with us still. Other people have left, but other people might join us later, so they know what's great about your channel and why they want to subscribe. So forth. Week in a couple of days, yeah. So yeah, because my late live stream last Saturday, hardly anybody joined, so it's been almost 2 weeks since the regular people that are here I've had a chance to talk to. So it's been a while, but it's good to catch up with people this way. And also, if you've been in my the other thing I've been saying to everybody when they come in is, if this looks a little weird, I brought the live stream into the bedroom this time because it's just too darn hot. And this is the one room where we got a good functioning AC unit. Book recommendations. It's been a while since I've read anything that's out new, but you were talking before about some of the classics of 1984, which you love. You're reading Invisible Man. I should check that out. What be It's actually where you've probably seen it in my channel before. I haven't gotten into it yet, but I should. Ever since we watched the musical Camelot, and that's why you've seen I've gone kind of on. I've gone on kind of a kick with that. When I made my musical theater cover for the week, I sang that one. I put that on YouTube this week, and I watched the other Arthurian legend stuff, and I just bought this. I bought the Once and Future King about the Arthurian legend. I haven't gotten into it yet, so I can't really give a review on it yet. But I'm going to give it a try just because I'm right now I'm going into a Arthurian legend obsession right now and getting interested. A lot of potential for videos and to do on that, and so maybe you can try that one, and we can put like a book club where we review together. And this same with Invisible Man if I get around to it. Let's see other. Probably another one of my favorite books of all time, classics, besides is Grapes of Wrath. That's another great novel from the past. It ties in my interest with history. That would be a recommendation if you haven't read that one yet. Oh yeah, if you haven't read that, I'd very much recommend it. Also, George, much shorter than 1984, but Animal Farm is another great one. That's Orwell's other classic. If you haven't read that yet, if you like 1984, you'll like Animal Farm. Yeah, it's well worth doing so. It's a very short one. It reads quickly, and the audio. It's actually the person, the company that I'm having that's hiring me to do audiobooks. I did that for him a couple weeks ago. It may very well already be up on Google Play. To hear the audiobook version that I narrated, and I'm in the middle of narrating 1984 for the same person. Libby, that's interesting. You know, let me see if that's the one I have. I have something that sounds very familiar. I have wondering if that's the same thing. Yes, it is. I have. Did you have? I have that one too. That's good to have. You can get the. I don't like reading. You know, it's kind of a psychological thing. I mean, I got to have a book. I got to be holding the book. It feels weird to be reading on my. I mean, I do it all the time, of course, with my social media and just YouTube and everything. But I mean, maybe that's part of the reason. I mean, I need to feel that I'm doing something besides what I usually do, just staring at my phone, that I'm actually reading the book. But as far as audiobooks go, that's really awesome. But I found it also helps the fact that I live in LA County. They have such a huge system. You know, for me, yeah, you have to have a library card. Only the places that you have a card for, and I do so much reading. I have library cards at other nearby cities, like, and so I thought since I had a library card, I could sign up here, but I found out you can't. Um, that I can't get like when I was in Fullerton, I thought since I had a library card, I could get the access to the books there, and they said no, if you don't live in the city of Fullerton, you can't get access to it on Libby. But fortunately, if you're limited only to your city, then I'm in LA, not LA City, but LA County, so they have a huge system. So having a library card in the LA County system gives me a lot on Libby that I can get. But like if I lived in New York, the New York public library system would have I know I'm shut off from being able to do that, but that would be really awesome if I could um, access those. But I get quite a library as it is from that. You know, I'm glad you reminded me of that. It's been a while since I've used it. It's on my phone, but I've been forgetting about it. But thank you for reminding me about Libby and all the stuff that I can get that way. checking my recent returns. It's been over a year since I've got anything on that. I think it was when we were going up to see the in-laws in Bakersfield. We're going to have a long road trip ahead of us. There were a couple that we got audiobooks of that we could be listening to during the drive. But that was that was over a year. I'm checking here. That was over a year ago, and that's. For 1490 is now. I think I've seen that on the shelves, but I don't think I've even picked up. I believe is the premise. It's like, is it just about talking about the world before Columbus? Obviously it's a reference to 1492, the year before that. Or if it's just talking about what the world was like, or is it actually is it a historical fiction where it imagines a world where Columbus didn't take his voyage? That's what I was thinking it might mean. Am I on the right track about what that's about? Or I'm going to go look up 1491 right now. Since you brought it up. Yeah, 1491, New Revelations of the Americas Before Columbus. Okay, 2005 nonfiction book. Yeah, that's it. Although maybe being the theater person that I am, I like to combine my love of history and my love of theater or imagination. That would be good for historic. I was thinking about historical fiction, about imagining the what ifs of an alternate version of history. Yeah, that's. I'm sure it's interesting. The what life was like before 1492 and how Columbus changed it. But I think even more interesting might be to imagine what if there'd been no Columbus? What would have happened after that? If you excuse me for a minute, my wife is calling. Let me take this call and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Is anybody else joined us? Well, and I stepped out. Oh, crap. Okay, hold on a second. German, you still with us? Anybody else join? Young Washington. That sounds interesting. By the way, German, haven't asked. Where are you from? Oh, so very near me. Cool. I'm looking up Young Washington right now. And how wilderness and war forged America's founding father. So, let's see if I can get more. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I'm reading let's go ahead and for the other people. A new, brash, and unexpected view of the president we thought we knew from the best-selling author of Astoria. 2 decades before he led America to independence, George Washington was a flailing young soldier serving the British Empire in the vast wilderness of the Ohio Valley. Naive and self-absorbed, the 22-year-old officer accidentally ignited the French and Indian War. A conflict that opened colonists to the possibility of an American Revolution. With powerful narrative drive and vivid writing, young Washington recounts the wilderness trials, controversial battles, and emotional entanglements that transformed Washington from a temperamental striver into a mature leader. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. So that was the book that was shouted out here by our guest German, who that was his recommendation that he made. I got to check that one out. Okay. Well, sorry to see you go, but was glad to have you here, and I'm um, glad that you spent as much time with us as you did, and that you made some recommendations, gave us a lot to think about, to share the book reviews, the two that you recommended. Was able to talk about those. So thank you for your contribution. Yeah, I hope you continue to join us every Saturday around the same time. Take care. And my wife just texted me. She gave me my thank you, honey. Thank you for the eighth like. She doesn't have the app on her phone. I'm trying to get her to do that, so she can't comment or participate in the live chat. But she's able to give me the eighth thumbs up. So I appreciate that from the lunch she's having with our friend Ian. And, if she's still watching, hi, honey. Hi, Ian. Anybody joined us? Looks like it's just me all by myself right now. I'll wait around a little bit, see if we can get more people to join. Know if it's worth keeping the stream going longer than usual time. Sarah's still having lunch with Ian, so it's got really nothing else to do, even if nobody does join. So I guess I'll just kind of lie around here, hope some more people will join us. And So if anybody is watching now, which I don't think anybody is, I apologize for. I don't mean to be rude. I'm just messing around with my phone here. I'll just play around. But bottom line is, my wife is out with her friend, and so I got nothing else to do. Even though nobody's here, I might as well keep the stream going, and hopefully, maybe someone will join us, and I can have a talk with them. But until then, I'll just very much. But shout out if anybody is here. So I'll put the phone down and not be rude. It doesn't look like anybody's joined. Oh well. Seems that those 2 hours seem to be the only times I get people, and make sure to. I didn't start till after this time. Last week I got almost nobody, but got a few people from that noon to 2 hour. I guess it shows the importance of sticking to that schedule. But Somebody else join us? It's so unreliable when it shows that somebody joined us. Or maybe they did and saw me being rude, looking at the phone and left. Well, I did it because it was so long before I saw anybody here. Hoping I can get a couple more people to say hello before I sign off, but maybe that's not going to happen. We'll see. Sarah's calling. This might be the end of this, which probably won't mean anything since nobody's here anyway, but I'll take the call and come back, see if anyone's here. And then if nobody is, I'll go and sign out. Well, Sarah's not on her way home yet. She's telling me she's going to do a couple other things, but nobody here. She had lunch with her friends. I haven't had my lunch yet. So since nobody's here, I think I'll go ahead and close this one down. Maybe I'll do a silent one later tonight. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. And anyway, I'm going to go get something to eat now myself. So we'll wrap this up. And thank you to the people that participated. Thank you to my 8 likes and the people that contributed. So, I mean, I think we had a good discussion when we did have people in here. The book suggestions, the talk about theater, the talk about new jobs from some people, and milestones. The other people that just got monetized. Congratulations to them. So it's a good stream. It was good seeing you guys today. I've really emphasized the importance of the 2 hours, the fact that I got nobody at all last week when I didn't come in at this time. And then after those 2 hours were up is when things dropped off. It looks like noon to 2 are totally the best times to do this. I'm going to try to be better from now on about sticking to that. So hopefully same time next week, I can see you guys again. And until then, take care.